Dear listeners, thank you for your incredible support in helping our channel grow. We're aiming for 1,000 subscribers, so please support us by subscribing and helping us reach this milestone. Now let's start the story. Present, Mira, at the cabin. Ms. Morgan and Ms. Donaldson have performed a most amazing act, and I will be forever indebted to them. They have presented me what I have needed most, an into my life with my twin sister Irina, who I will always hold dear in my heart, and the opportunity to start life anew. Hopefully, I will commence my improved existence with the children I wish to conceive. I arrest the eyes of each individual and gratefully acknowledge their contributions. Thank you, my family and friends, for this honoring of my beloved sister, and thank you, Ms. Morgan, for your words. Yes, my sister Ira is not truly terminated. She will continue to live in all our hearts. Now, if you would not mind, I would like some time alone with the monument to my sister. They all smile, nod, and quietly leave me as I wished. I lie on the ground, beside my sister's memorial, stroke it, and remember her, complete with all the occurrences we experienced together. Then I slowly drift off to slumber. I awaken sometime later to the mournful sound of a dog howling. In Myra's culture, and some others, when a dog howls, it means there is a death or the dog has seen a ghost. There is a slight mist, and I observe a shadowy figure cloaked in the mist. I immediately arise to my knees, cross myself, and command, "Begone, evil spirit, back to where you originated." Then something amazingly unthinkable occurs. Present, Liz, at the cabin. It's getting late, the sun is down, and a light mist has crept down the mountain. I worry about Mira, but as I look outside, I can't believe my eyes and I yell, "Everyone outside, right now?" Then I run out the front door. Present, Jens, at the cabin. I've been busy looking at all of Ben's clothes that are still stored here. I remember how sexy he looked in his dress blues and realize that part of his life, of my life, of our lives is gone forever. I begin to set up my room, which should be our room, when Liz yells about getting outside. I grab a rifle and head toward the front door. Present, Jack and family, at the cabin. Damn, this is a great cabin and reminds me of the times I'd spent here with Ben between missions. And after it was destroyed, Jens did a great job having it rebuilt, so it was even better. I'm reconnecting with Masha after she did the video analysis, and she admits, "Jack, my husband, I have not been totally honest with you." I hug her and reply, "Masha, I don't care about who you were or what you did in your past. What I care about is our future." She starts to cry, and then we hear Liz yell about heading outside. I order Masha, "You stay here and keep Ivan safe. I'm going to see what's going on." She replies, "No, my husband. From now on we do everything together." Alexei and Ivan have become great friends and are playing on the floor. Alexei offers, "Do not worry. I will stay here and look after my younger brother." I grab a rifle from the doorway and see my lovely wife Masha pull a pistol from her purse. I remark, "That's a sweet Tokrev. You don't see many of them in hard chrome." She grins at me. "I hope, my husband, that you will not be seeing it very often." Present, Bernie, at the cabin. I've been thinking about Liz. We've had a great friendship since before she left CCCN and helped me escape with her. I've always wondered if there could be more between us. I mean, in many ways we are already like husband and wife. My thoughts are interrupted by Liz yelling about getting outside. I jump up to see what the hell is going on now. Present, Linus, at the cabin. We're doing our damned best to break or wear out the bed. Damn, Matt was right. There's nothing like a Latina lover. Yes, Maria has a fiery personality, and she's used it to set me on fire. It's been a long time. No, that's not right. I've never felt like this for any other woman. We are regrouping for another round when we hear Liz yell something. I look at Maria and say, "I think we need to see what's going on." She grins at me and replies, "You'd rather do that than this." And Maria is right. I forget all about seeing what the yelling is about for right now. Present, Matt and Jim, at the cabin. We're in a hell of a nice kitchen, just polishing off our third hamburger when we hear Liz yell, "Everyone outside right now." Jim says, "Shit, what's going on now?" I answer, "I don't know, but I'm taking a rifle." Present, Byron and Tom, at the cabin. We're in a nice as hell library which has about every game imaginable and an even better collection of books. I know where I'm going to be spending most of my time. After all the grief Tom has been giving me on the trip here about my wife, I really enjoy saying 15-2, 15-4, and the rest don't score. If I'm not mistaken, that's the game again. Tom complains, "Damn it, Byron. You have to be cheating somehow." I grin at him and argue, "No way, Tom. You know I'm better at cribbage than you are. Want to play another game?" He grins, but says, "How about we switch to chess?" I wave my hand and comment, "Unless you've been practicing, you're going to lose again." Tom grins and tries to get to me. "Don't you think you should be checking on your wife?" I get ready to lay into him when we hear, "Everyone outside, right now." I look at Tom and question, "You think trouble followed us here?" He replies, "I sure as hell hope not." But this place is a bunker, so I'm not worried. I grab my rifle, Tom grabs his pistol, and we head toward the door. We get to the doorway, but it's a huge traffic jam. Tom yells, "What the hell is the emergency?" Jennifer says, "I don't believe it." Matt yells, "Neither do I." Jack says, "I can't believe it." And I order, "Get out of the way and let us see." We all boil out of the cabin and see Liz and Mira, and I can't believe it. I tell Tom, "That has to be Myra's sister Ira." Jennifer says, "Yeah, that has to be Ira. I thought she was dead." Then Jennifer notices something else and yells, "Oh my God, where did you come from?" Then she takes off running. I look at Tom and ask, "What the hell is Jennifer all excited about?" Linus walks up behind us and laughs. "Shit, where did he come from?" I question Ben. Linus answers, "I wish it was Ben, but hell no. It's that damn dog that Jens adopted." Jack finishes, "Yeah, on the mission to rescue Ben." "What was its damn name?" Masha remarks, "It reminds me of the dog in the famous Russian movie The Heart of a Dog. It is one of Ivan's favorite movies. The dog was named Sharik." Linus and Jack agree together. "Yeah, that's the name she called him." We see Jens crying and hugging the dog while Liz, Mira, and Ira are crying and hugging each other. Tom looks around and states, "How the hell did Ira and a dog sneak up on us? Wasn't anyone standing watch?" Present, Mira and Ira, at the cabin. "I cannot believe it. My sister Ira is alive. At first I believe her to be a ghost and cross myself to ward away the evil spirit." Then Ira questions, "Mira, is this the manner in which you greet your prodigal sister?" I jump up from the ground. We run to each other and fully joy embrace with salty liquid flowing from our visual canals. Shortly we are joined in our embrace by Ms. Morgan, who states the obvious, "Ira, we thought you died." Ira replied, "I would have succumbed if it was not for this brave hound who helped save me. He is almost an exact replica of the famous dog Prince." I finish for my sister Ira. "You mean from our beloved movie. His name was..." We both declare in unison, "Sharik." I look over and see Sharik and Ms. Donaldson embracing and question, "How does Ms. Donaldson know Sharik?" Ira answers, "That I cannot ascertain. However, Sharik did seem to know where he was relocating, so I followed him." Ms. Morgan states, "Ira and Mira, you must be starved. Let's get you two inside and get you some food while you tell us your story, Ira." We turn and perceive that Tom is in the process of down-dressing the others. Liz remarks, "I wonder what has him fired up this time." But I do not care because my long-lost and presumed dead sister Ira is joined with me again. I know she will tell her sanitized story to everyone else, but I will hear the total story when we are alone together. I can see evidence on my living sister's face the creases of many burdens and ordeals. Present, Jens, at the cabin. I can't believe it. Not only is Myra's sister Ira still alive, she somehow brought my dog Sharik, who I thought was dead, with her. I hug the hell out of Sharik and say, "My long-lost dog Prince, how did you find me?" He pulls away, sniffs the air, and lightly woofs. I decide he's trying to tell me he smelled me, but that seems almost impossible. Mira, Ira, and Liz walk over, and Liz announces, "Jens, I'm going to make some food for Mira and Ira is going to tell us her story." I look at Sharik and say, "And you've become skinny again and need some food, and then a bath." Sharik jumps up and down and barks, and Ira questions, "Ms. Donaldson, how is it that you know Sharik?" I reply, "Well, first I want to hear your story, then I will tell you all about Sharik." She responds, "Well, he is certainly one in 1,000 dogs, and he saved my life." We're interrupted when Alexei runs up and almost knocks Mira and Ira over in a huge hug. Liz looks at me and grins. Now this is what I call a homecoming. I look at Liz and slightly frown. Yeah, there's only one person missing. Sharik nibbles at my hand, and Liz promises, "Don't worry, Jens, we're going to find him for you. And when the time is right, then you can make him pay for his sins." I remember the dream about Aerosmith because I know exactly how I'm going to make him pay. Then I say, "Come on everyone, let's get some food." Present, Linus, at the cabin. The group starts heading toward us, and I look at Maria and say, "Now this is a happy day." She grins at me and says, "It sure is, because I have some news for you too." I question, "You do?" She begins to answer. Then that damn dog of Jens runs up and begins barking and snapping at me just like in Afghanistan. Maria yells, "What is his problem?" I shake my head and explain, "We got off on the wrong foot in Afghanistan, and he's been on my case ever since." Jens runs up and laughs. "I see that you two are getting reintroduced. Now I need to introduce Sharik to Maria. Sharik, this is Maria. She's my girl Friday. Maria, this is the dog Prince, Sharik." The damn dog sits in front of her and holds up his paw. Maria bends over, takes his paw, and then he licks the back of her hand just like he's kissing it. Maria remarks, "Wow, he's such a gentleman dog." And I can only think, oh great, one more person, other than me, that this damn dog gets along with. Present, Tom, at the cabin. I finish giving everyone hell by saying, "From now on there will be someone standing watch at all times, because I don't want someone sneaking up on us again." Jennifer walks up and says, Tom, that's not necessary. I forgot to turn on the alarm system. With it armed, no one will be able to get within a mile of here without us knowing. I suggest, well, I think you need to show everyone how to operate the alarm system. She answers, yeah, I'll do that right after I get Shark some food. Her damn dog jumps around and barks like crazy, so I question, can't you keep that damn beast under control? Then her dog begins to bark and snap at me, and Linus walks up and says, well, you've done it now. The damn beast turns and growls at Linus, and he continues, Shark doesn't like to be insulted. I smack my head and say, what? He's just a stupid beast. Then the damn beast really gets serious. So serious, I'm damn sure he's going to bite me, and I threaten, if he bites me, he's a dead damn dog. Jennifer exclaims, Tom, if you dare hurt Shark, I will kill you. Now you apologize to him immediately. I look at Jennifer, and I swear there's fire in her violet eyes. Byron whispers, Tom, I do what she says, and quickly. In this case, discretion is the better part of valor, so I look at the damn beast and apologize, Shark, I'm sorry I insulted you. He sits down in front of me and raises his paw. I reach down and shake his paw. Then he takes off and is over at Jennifer's side again. Linus complains, hey, why did you forgive him and not me? The damn beast turns towards Linus and growls at him. Jennifer giggles like a little girl and says, I guess you haven't completed enough penance yet, Linus. Come on, let's head inside. Liz, Mira, Ira, and Alexei walk past. I look at Byron and question, damn Byron, Mira and Ira look exactly the same. How are you going to tell which one's your wife? He gives me a dirty look and surprises me with the answer, Tom, cut the crap. I'm surprised you of all people missed the difference. I query, what difference? Byron states, Mira is left-handed and Ira is right-handed. I say, what? How could you tell? He says, unlike you, who was thinking what it would be like to experience twins, I was watching something besides their butts. I reply, I never. Byron interrupts, Tom, don't try lying to me. I know you too well. Come on, I want to hear the story of Ira's escape. Damn him. I hate it when he's right, but I'm sure as hell not going to tell him. We all head inside. Jens takes a moment to turn on the security system and announces, now we can relax. Liz is already working in the kitchen. Then Jens joins her while the rest of us sit around the table and Ira starts on her story. Present, Samantha, in the woods. I see the smoke coming from the direction of the bunker and point it out to everyone. Emmanuel looks around and questions, who's watching the bunker and the news van? I think we all realize at the same time the answer is nobody. Emmanuel orders, double time back to the bunker. He and the team take off and leave me to push Frank's ATV wheelchair. I don't mind because it gives us some alone time. While traveling with a group of soldiers, there's not much of that. I just begin flirting real well with my new husband. When we round a corner, and I can't believe what we see. Frank orders, Samantha, leave me and save yourself. I answer, like hell. Then we prepare for a different kind of battle. Present, Stacy versus the news van. They left their precious news van unguarded. Now they will pay for messing with my pack. I ride Patches close, jump off her back, pick up a big rock and throw it at the window. It bounces off the window, hits me in the head, and hurts like hell, and Ben starts laughing like crazy. Ben remarks, Stacy, I think that's bulletproof glass. I give Ben a dirty look and whine, stop laughing and help me. He complains, we don't have time to be wasting on this. I see something on his tactical vest and order, Ben, give me one of those fire grenades because I have an idea. He looks puzzled, then asks, you mean a WP grenade? I put both hands on my hips and answer, hell yes, that's what I mean. He tosses one to me and remarks, just make sure you can get away when you pull the pin. I head to the back off the van, crawl underneath, wedge the fire grenade against the gas tank, and remember Ben's admonition about being able to get away when I pull the pin. I make sure I'm not caught on anything, pull the pin, slip out from under the van, look at Ben and state, let's get out of here. We take off like our butts are on fire, and mine still feels that way. Present, Ben, escape from the bunker. It is funny as hell watching Stacy when the rock smacks her on the head. She is one of the most accident-prone women I've known. Shit, all women except one seem to have that problem. And like the rest, she has no sense of humor about being laughed at. But she did have a great idea with the news van. That WP grenade will burn right through. We hear the start of explosions behind us, and Stacy interrupts my thoughts. Ben, what's all that noise behind us? I reply, well, that's probably the news van and the ammo that's left in the bunker. She states, I was worried it was the news team chasing us. I answer, oh, I'm sure they have bigger problems to deal with other than chasing us. Present, Emmanuel, at the bunker. We arrive at the bunker, and it's what I was concerned about. Both the news van and the bunker are engulfed in flames, and the ammo is starting to get hot enough that it's cooking off. We move back a safe distance. I begin to read my men the riot act when we hear gunfire coming from our previous direction. One of my men questions, Do you think that Ben and Stacy headed toward your brother and Sam? I reply, who knows, but we need to see what the hell is going on with them. Then we race back toward the sound of their gunfire. Present, Samantha, in the woods. We hear some gunfire from the direction of the van and bunker. Frank says, that doesn't sound right for gunfire, but right now this tiger is a bigger concern. Yeah, we came right around the corner of the trail and now are face to face with a tiger that looks hungry. He's beautiful, so I question, honey, do we really have to kill him? Frank glances at me and answers, well, it would probably be the best thing. I make up my mind and open fire. Present, Ben, in the woods. We slow up a little as we approach the top of a ridge, and I see something that gives me another idea, so I order, Stacy, we're stopping here for a bit. She complains, that's good because my butt hurts like hell. But are you sure they aren't going to catch us? I point to the structure and say, you taking out their news van has given me an idea. If I can take that out, then we will slow them up even more. Then like the dumb female she questions, just what is that little building with the tower and antennas? I want to scream, but instead I just answer, it's a cell phone tower, and if I destroy it, then there's a good chance they won't be able to use their cell phones. Then she questions, just how in the hell are you going to destroy it? It has a fence with barbed wire around it. I grin at her and say, the way I always destroy things, grasshopper. Watch and learn. Present, Samantha, in the woods. My plan to scare off the tiger works. I fire in the ground at its feet, and it takes off running. Frank swears, damn it, you missed, and now he's gone. I smile at him and lie, yeah, sorry about that. I guess I was more scared than I realized. I get ready to say more when we hear gunfire and incoming footsteps from a new direction. Frank, my loving husband, orders, quick on the ground. Yeah, even though we're sure it's Emmanuel coming to see what we were shooting at, I still know the drill, and I hit the ground. The steps get closer, we hear the passphrase, and know it's Emmanuel. He runs up and questions, what were you firing at? Frank answers, you'd better let the rest of the men know there's a tiger on the loose. Sam fired at it and missed. Emmanuel gives me a dirty look and questions, you missed? Yeah, he's seen me shoot before, but I continue with my story and go on the offense. Yes, I missed. I guess I was scared. Are things okay with the van and bunker? Because I heard and still hear gunfire? He looks down at the ground and explains, hell no, the news van is totally destroyed and the bunker's on fire. What you're hearing is ammo exploding from the heat. Frank complains, damn, we're stranded out here. Now I really wish you hadn't missed that tiger. Yeah, I will need to figure out some way to make it up to him, but not right now. Now it's my turn to complain. We lost the news van. Oh boy, Liz is going to be pissed about that. I'd better call her and see if we can get a replacement. I pull out my mobile phone, notice I don't have a signal, and ask, hey, something's wrong with my phone. Can I borrow one of yours? Frank takes his phone out and states, well, it looks like I don't have a signal. Emmanuel adds, yeah, neither does mine. Then he hits his forehead and states, damn him. I question, damn who? Emmanuel finishes, damn Ben Blaine. I bet the other firing we heard was him taking out the cell phone tower. Then I get a great idea. Present, Stacy, in the woods. Ben takes out one of his rifles. I say one because there are so many rifles on and around Bo, it looks like Bo has antennas, and begins to fire. Bo moves and Ben complains, Bo, damn it, stand still because I missed that shot. Ben finishes and I question, do you want me to use my cell phone to see if it worked? Then I can't believe Ben. Present, Ben, in the woods. I find out that Stacy has carried a mobile phone this whole time and erupt. What the hell? You have been carrying a mobile phone this whole time. She grins and gives me a smart answer, of course. You know how we girls are with our cell phones. I question, and you don't know they can use those to track us? She replies, I've heard that old wives' tale. Besides, it's not like I use it every day. I demand, give me that damn mobile phone right now. She vacillates, but I don't want to. So I give her an ultimatum. Present, Stacy, in the woods. Ben is bonkers. He demands, Stacy, either give me that damn mobile phone or you're on your own. I guess he's so old he's forgotten how important cell phones are. It's become an extension of my life. I complain, but Ben, you're going to destroy it, and it has my life in it. He says, no, I'm just going to take the battery out of it. I reply, Ben, this one doesn't have a removable battery. He smacks his head and answers, don't tell me it's one of those crapple phones. I laugh at his misuse of the brand name and reply, of course it is. I'm the best, so I bought the best. Then I whine, but please don't destroy my phone. I see his eyes soften. Wow, I didn't really think whining would work with Ben, and he relents. Okay, you can keep it, but you do need to ask me before you turn it on. I decide that I can live with Ben being the cell phone Nazi, so I happily reply, okay, Ben, I agree. We hear a new noise and Ben says, shit, what the hell is that? I complain, what the hell is that smell? And the horses begin to get skittish. Present, Samantha, at the bunker. We head to the bunker, but not too close because there is still ammo exploding. I look at the news van and nothing's left but a smoldering wreck, so I ask, Emmanuel, please tell me that one of your men is still carrying the portable satellite uplink. He replies, fortunately we do still have it. What are your plans? I smile and say, well, we are going to document this. Then I plan on using the uplink to send this to the station and request a new news van. Frank says, that's a great idea, but since it won't get here tonight, we need to set up a camp. Emmanuel orders the men to start getting the camp set up. Frank helps me record the video, and then we send it to the station, but we have no idea of when the news van will arrive. We combine all the food in the packs for a dinner, then bed down for the night. I'm beside my loving husband, decide I need to make up for my lie earlier, and begin to hum a song. He looks at me and asks, what's that song? So I begin to softly sing. The stars at night are big and bright, deep in the heart of Texas. My husband Frank is built like. I never get to finish because the sentry begins to yell. Flashback, Jack, undisclosed location. Now this was nice as hell. I was almost sad I doctored up Ben's burrito. Nah, the little fart deserved it after he doctored the hell out of my burrito and almost scared the shit out of me with his wild driving. When he jumped that damn canyon in the Frankenmonster, it was a feat that would have terrified Evel Knievel. You see, Ben jury-rigged up a nice as hell shower from all the crap he collected and which we hauled around. Damn, he could give Rube Goldberg a run for his money. Of course, the little fart rubbed it in several times by making sure I knew that if I had thrown away all the crap earlier, he couldn't have made this nice as hell shower. Then he once again made me wait until he was done. But it was worth it because I liked showers better than baths. Nothing was worse than sitting in your own slop, trying to get clean, other than not being clean at all. Anyway, he took a big black bag, duct-taped a hose to it, and then duct-taped a shower nozzle. Where the hell he came up with a shower nozzle, I sure as hell didn't know since I had given up watching him haul crap out to the Frankenmonster, to the end of the hose. He filled the bag with water. We also had an overabundance of that now. Hung it in the sun for about 30 minutes, and we had an instant hot water shower. But more amazing than the shower was the washing machine he rigged up. Yeah, we had clean bodies and clean clothes, and this time Ben even used soap. I'm sure he hoped to meet with Mira and wanted to make a clean impression. He took this clean barrel with a removable lid, put some water and soap in it, then put the lid on it and sloshed it around for 15 minutes, then rinsed the clothes the same way. I ran all the water out of the bag, air-dried, put on my clean clothes, and headed back toward the Frankenmonster. I suddenly stopped in my tracks, started to laugh, and questioned, damn Ben, what are you doing now? He turned, grinned, and answered, well, I figured since the guards and the prisoners thought this was a devil truck, I would make her look the part. Ben had been busy again, this time with spray paint. The Frankenmonster now sported a painted-on mouth and teeth. It reminded me of the mouth and teeth on some of the Super Cobra attack choppers I'd seen. Ben asked, hey Jack, I'm hungry. How about you bring me the manifold burrito you made? Damn, now things were going to get really fun. I answered, sure. One manifold burrito a la Jack coming up. We actually ran the Frankenmonster for a bit to heat things up so we could cook our burritos. I walked over and used my shamak to grab our burritos, then headed toward the errand artist and offered, here you go. I hope you like it. He smiled and replied, oh, I'm sure I will. I waited until he took his first bite, but he just smiled and commented, this is good, but I wish it was a little spicier. I thought, what the hell? Then I took a bite of mine and, flashback, Ben, undisclosed location. Jack took a bite of his burrito, and I thought the top of his head was going to explode like in the cartoons when someone ate something too hot. He didn't realize I had switched the position of the burritos on the manifold because I knew he'd doctored the hell out of mine. Jack barely croaked, I need water. I teased, damn Jack, you might have used up the last of our water with your shower. He looked frantic and tried to swear, but it was unintelligible. I took mercy on him, walked to my Frankentruck, and pulled out my surprise. I held it up and said, it's warm, but it's drinkable. Jack sprinted to me, snatched the beer from my hand, and tried to twist the top off and couldn't. Then he croaked, bottle opener? I took the beer back, put the edge of the cap against the armor plating, smacked down on my hand, and the top flew off the beer. Jack snatched it again and gulped it down. I smiled at him and offered, here, why don't you eat your burrito and give me that one? He sheepishly said, but won't it be too hot? I laughed and bragged, hell no, Jack. You of all people should know that things are almost never too hot for me. And then I added salt to the wound. Let's see. That's 2 for me and none for you. Flashback, Jack, undisclosed location. I mimicked. That's 2 for me and none for you. Just wait, I'm going to get even. But truthfully, I was glad he decided to take the doctored burrito. I watched him in amazement as he ate it with no issues. Damn, he must have a cast iron stomach. I asked, so where the hell did the beer come from? He casually replied, oh, I found it somewhere. I grinned at him and asked, well, just how much did you find? He gave me a serious look and said, I have 2 6-packs, and you can only have one more for right now. I glared at him and accused. So when did you become the beer Nazi? He questioned with a blank stare. Beer Nazi? I explained. Not beer Nazi, beer Nazi as in Hitler. Damn, didn't you ever see the Soup Nazi Seinfeld show? The little fart insulted me. Jack, I never would have thought you were of the persuasion to watch the Seinfeld show. I flipped him off and stated, hey, it wasn't me, it was Anna. He continued the insults. Don't tell me she wore the penis in the family? I finally looked at him because I was going to let him have it when I saw the shit-eating grin on his face and said, yeah, like you never did anything for a woman. What about the old man's underage daughter? You should have taken her to bed, and you didn't. The words no sooner left my mouth than I knew I screwed up. Ben looked dejected and said, yeah, she was really something, and I really should have. Then he drifted off and said, if only I would have. Damn, sometimes I just need to shut up. Flashback, Ira and Mira, undisclosed location. I was metaphorically applying my mobile mass of muscular tissue covered with mucous membrane and located in my oral cavity to the injuries inflicted by Mira. She traversed Fro and to across the sand and stated, Ira, now that I have castigated you, we have a conundrum to discuss. Yes, Mira was massively motivated, and it was not wise to elicit her wrath, so I carefully questioned, Mira, to which conundrum do you refer? She replied, which target should we terminate first? Baskerville, which conveys the Harlequins, or the massively malodorous Major M? I cautiously responded. Marinka sped to my side, hugged me, and apologized. Irinka, I am sorrowful for striking you, but you are correct. Our resources did feel that the Harlequins were American forces like the other troops which were captured and terminated. But if this is the case, then why did the freakishly fetid Major M collocate here? I speculated. Marinka, I see two possible solutions. On one hand, it could be they are planning a full-scale assault, and the Major is here to head of spirit, and on the opposite hand. I hesitated. Mira pulled away and glared at me. Irinka, please finish. I asked for a concession before resuming. Marinka, first I require a promise from you to refrain from attacking me again. She smiled at me and promised, cross my eye, and hope to die stick a needle in my heart. I stated my supposition, which inflamed her to an amazing degree, but this time her anger was not directed at me. She began to apply her lower bipedal unit to our equipment while I scurried out of her way like a scared sand decapod. My auditory units detected as I departed fecal matter. If that is true, I will fix his little red sled. Flashback, Major M, undisclosed location. We found a nice as hell cave to set up our FBO once I had the men clean it up. One of my men said, I wondered who used this place since it smells like a cross between an outhouse and a French brothel. I laughed because it was an accurate assessment of the cave. It reeked of shit, piss, and strangely enough, there was even a smell of perfume. Yeah, we needed someplace close and safe until the airdrop tonight provided the rest of our gear and much-needed transportation. After seeing what Baskerville did to the Hinds, I petitioned the old man for AM-1 Abrams tank. He laughed and answered, like hell. Where do you intend to get that much fuel in the desert? I hated it when the old man is right, but that was the drawback about the Abrams. So he gave us a Humvee, unarmored. An unarmored Humvee against Baskerville would be like trying to stop a 747 with a fly swatter. One of my team asked, Sir, what's the plan? I used my intelligence skills to answer a question with a question. Sergeant, are you in a hurry to get out of here? He replied, truthfully, sir, I am. This place sucks. I wanted to describe that as the understatement of the century. This place was worse than the south end of a northbound camel, but I was an officer, so instead I ordered, well, the quicker you get your job completed, the quicker we can get out of here. Then I sat down to answer his unanswered question. What was our plan? Present, Ira, at the cabin. It truly is a gleeful day. My sister Mira is on my right side, my brother Alexei is on my left side, and I am the attention of center, so I begin. I calculated that the troops which pursued our aircraft would not cease and desist without extreme measures. Measures which meant one person must stay behind and delay their attack. So I took that upon my corporeal self. Mira scolds, Irinka, you should have allowed me to assist. I sagely respond, Marinka, your presence was required elsewhere. That reminds me, I gathered intelligence of your airplane crashing. Did my gift to you survive? Mira smiles and responds, yes, my sister, it did. I will expand your information about it later. Terrible Tom interrupts, yeah, that's enough of this girly talk. Get on with the story. I just love a good story. I give him an unkempt look and continue. Therefore, I armed 3 grenades, aimed the vehicle directly at their oncoming phalanx, and extricated myself from the vehicle. Mira astutely questions, my sister, is that how your leg was injured? I squeeze her hand and reply, oh, my sister Marinka, that is only partially half of the story. Not only was my leg damaged, I was additionally rendered unconscious. Byron questions, did your truck destroy all the troops? I reply, Unfortunately, not even a majority of them were terminated. Tom again interrupts. Then how did you escape? I smile and state. I owe my life to the wonderful dog Prince Sharik. Present. Jens, at the cabin. Ira just mentioned Sharik's name, and he begins to bark. Ira continues. Yes, when I regained my senses, he had pulled me, utilizing the reverse of my tactical vest, into a ditch and was bravely attacking the oncoming troops. I looked down at him in amazement, but he puts his paw over his face as if he was embarrassed, and I chuckle lightly. Ivan expounds, Goob Gagi. We all laugh and Sharik begins to bark and dance. Ira smiles at us and continues. Then I regained the fight, and the two of us delivered unto them a varnishing. Alexei interjects. I think you mean a shellacking, my sister. Mira explains. Yes, Ira. Alexei has taken the burden upon himself to correct our misuse of euphemisms. Linus tries to return to the story. Okay, you gave them a shellacking, but I want to know where the hell the damn. Sharik growls and Linus corrects. I'd like to know where Sharik came from. Ira replies. That is the $64 question, and one which I have no hope of ever answering. Perhaps it was God, or perhaps it was fate, but I owe my life to Sharik. Alexei corrects. My sister Ira. You mean the $64 million question. Present. Yasmin and Zarika, at the cabin. Yasmin. I am sitting between Zarika and Alexei trying to figure out what has gone on. The mean good lady's sister is back after we had what Alexei told me was a funeral service for her. I keep watching her closely because I am concerned she is a ghost or a demon who is here to hinder my plans with my husband Ben. I ask Zarika, do you think the missing sister is a ghost? Alexei leans over and rudely interrupts. Be quiet, you noisy and annoying girl. I cannot hear my sister's story above your whines. I reply up yours. When I look at Zarika, she motions me closer and whispers, yes, I think she might be a ghost, but I do not know what her plans are. Zarika. Yasmin is such a silly villager. She thinks the other nice lady is a ghost because of the old wives' tales she has heard. So I will let her continue to think about that while I observe the Jennifer lady, because she is the real threat. Present. Mira, at the cabin. I have ascertained much more happened during the battle than my sister Ira exposed in her brief discourse. I can still perceive some fear emanating from her as she discusses it. Later in private, I will acquire the full facts because it is peculiar for my sister to display fear of anything. My living sister Ira continues. The value of the question is irrelevant. The matter of the fact is Sharik appeared and saved my life. I see Alexei begin to correct Ira, and I wave him off as Ira continues. Unfortunately, all the opposing vehicles were terminated, so once the battle was over Sharik and I had to locomotivate by foot. I look at former Sergeant Reynolds, grin and tease. It would have been nice, my sister, if you had a vehicle which resembled the once feared Baskerville. She looks at Sergeant Reynolds, grins, and continues. Why yes, Mira, that would have been very apropos. Present. Masha, at the cabin. Very interesting. My husband just crimsoned slightly at Miranda's and Irina's remark about the secret vehicle Baskerville they pursued in the Iraqi desert. Unfortunately, the vehicle disappeared without a trace, and no one knows what happened to it. His reaction helps me recall his reaction to Miranda when we first met again. He was obviously uncomfortable. I know that he and Miranda had some altercations at the American spy school, but perhaps more went on than was reported. I will need to find a way to ascertain the truth. Tom questions, just what the hell is a Baskerville, and what does it have to do with this story? Irina grins and teases. Why, Tom? You should know Baskerville was the name of the hound from hell in a Sherlock Holmes novel. Byron laughs and states, she got you there, Tom. Please continue, Ira. Irina smiles. Yes, Baskerville would have been nice, but Sharik and I were forced to use bus number 11. Maria opens her fat mouth. Wait, I thought you said you walked. I correct the female dog. Bus number 11 is slang in Russia for walking, as the two ones together look like two legs. Now please let her continue. Linus gives me a nasty look, and I remind myself that with the information he has, I cannot afford to be on his bad side. Present. Linus, at the cabin. I can tell there's still some bad blood between Masha and Maria, and wonder how in the hell I can fix it. Liz and Jens interrupt the story by loading up the huge table with mounds of food. Tom starts to reach for a plate, but Jens smacks the hell out of his hand with a spoon and states, no one eats until we pray first. Now let's all stand and pray. We stand and face a religious painting on the wall, and Jens begins. Then Masha, Mira, Ira, and Alexei join right in, and the rest of us get the hang of it. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Glory to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit, now and ever, and unto ages of ages. Amen. She loses everyone except the aforementioned four when she continues. Lord, have mercy. Lord, have mercy. Lord, have mercy. Through the prayers of our holy and God-bearing fathers. O Lord Jesus Christ, have mercy on us and save us. Amen. Christ God bless the food and drink of your servants, for you are holy, now and ever, and unto ages of ages. Amen. She loses everyone except the aforementioned four when she continues. Lord, have mercy. Lord, have mercy. Lord, have mercy. Through the prayers of our holy and God-bearing fathers. O Lord Jesus Christ, have mercy on us and save us. Amen. Christ God bless the food and drink of your servants, for you are holy, now and ever, and unto ages of ages. Amen. Then she crosses herself the wrong way and sits down. Alexi questions, Ms. Donaldson, when did you become Orthodox? Jens smiles and answers, a number of years back. I found out Ben became Orthodox in Russia and began to look into it, and I liked what I saw. Present, Liz, at the cabin. Well, Jens is still full of surprises. I question, so are you planning on having an Orthodox wedding? Jens grins, hell yes I am, once I catch Ben. Masha adds, yes, that would be wise. Then she hugs Jack and continues, because the Orthodox Church only recognizes divorce in extreme cases. I get ready to find out more about this interesting subject when Tom says, can we keep from going off on all these rabbit trails and get back to Ira's story of her escape? Ira smiles, puts down her fork and continues, we traversed on foot post-haste away from the Air Center Road. I was still a bit befuddled from my injuries encountered when I ejected from the vehicle. However, the dog Prince Sharik seemed to know the proper direction to travel. If I tried to deviate, he would come up to me and ever so gently take my hand and return me to his path. Sharik begins to bark. Tom gives him a dirty look and questions, are you telling me that damn beast? He never finishes because all hell breaks loose. Present, Tom, at the cabin. That sneaky little beast slipped under the table and latched onto me in a way I definitely didn't appreciate. I struggled to get free, but he held on even tighter. Frustrated, I yelled, someone get this damn animal off me. But instead of helping, everyone just burst into laughter as the grip tightened even more. Present, Jens, at the cabin. Tom starts thrashing around like a fish out of water, and at first, no one knows what's wrong. Then he shouts that Sharik has a hold of him, which only makes it funnier. We can't help but laugh. I notice him reaching for his knife, so I call out, Sharik, let him go. And Tom, you might want to apologize to Sharik again. Sharik comes next to me. Tom gives me the evil eye and threatens, Jennifer, if Sharik ever does that to me again, I'm going to shoot him. I jump up from my chair and counter, damn it, Tom. You had it coming. He hates to be called names. How would you like being called a damn beast? I'm surprised when Ira also stands, stares at Tom, and adds, yes, Tom, I must insist that you no longer call Sharik a damn beast, but refer to him by his name. And also, should you attempt to terminate Sharik, I will be forced to use extreme measures to protect him. Sharik begins to bark and dance as I giggle because it's almost like a victory dance. Present, Tom, at the cabin. What the hell? I just stared cold hard death in the face, and the face was Ira's. There is no doubt in my mind what Ira means by extreme measures. She means my death. And I know for certain my intel is correct, that these two don't play around when they deliver such a threat. But what the hell is wrong with me anyway? I love dogs, and I have always gotten along with every dog I ever met. In fact, I don't know why the hell I called him a damn beast in the first place. I smack my head because I realize this is Maria's damn fault. Yeah, I'm still pissed off at her, and I'm reacting right now instead of acting. I need to find some way to pay her back and get over this. I look up and apologize. I'm sorry, you guys. I don't know what got into me. And Sharik, I even apologize to you. Then Sharik comes over, and for a moment, I brace myself, unsure of what he'll do. But instead of anything aggressive, he surprises me by placing his paw on my leg. I shake his paw, give him a scratch behind the ear, and say, yeah, you're a good boy, Sharik. Present, Byron, at the cabin. I've continued eating while this drama has played out. Even though I'm Tom's second, I know he's going to either smooth talk or lie his way out of this problem. Then I start choking on my food when Tom apologizes, and even to a dog. This is too much to believe. Linus slaps me on the back. Tom glares at me and questions, what's your problem, Byron? Are you upset that you're not sitting by your wife, Mira? Present, Ira, at the cabin. I give my sister a shocked face and question in our private language. Marinka, you did not inform me of your nuptials to Byron. What about your consuming desire to entwine your future with your former paramour? Mira jumps up from the table and shouts, Thomas I did not and never will betroth Byron. Tom laughs. Byron applies his hand to his forehead, leaps from the table, and states, Tom, this joke has gone far enough. Then I am amazed when Ms. Donaldson pulls a gun. Present, Jens, at the cabin. I've had my frickin' fill of the fighting and go on the offensive. I fire at Tom, Byron, and Mira. Was this possibly a mistake? Tom yells, damn it, that hurt. Byron states, what the hell? And Mira says, Ms. Donaldson, for what reason did you accost me with a round rubber projectile? I calmly state, listen, the three of you. I'm the boss here, and I'm tired of all the fighting. I twirl my gun and say, anyone else care to fight, and I will gladly shoot them with my rubber band gun. Plus, I have a new rule. Anyone that elicits a fight will now be forced to put $5 into the kitty. Mira looks exasperated and questions, Ms. Donaldson, how can 5 grown deer be put into a korsjaw? Alexi corrects, my sister Mira. Ms. Donaldson says that you, Tom, and Byron need to each pay $5 into a jar. Byron throws a 5 on the table. Mira looks at me and states, Ms. Donaldson, I currently am embarrassed by a condition of depleted funds. Liz tosses a 5 on the table and says, here, this is for Mira. Tom argues, there's no way. I aim the rubber band gun at him and impersonate. I know what you're thinking. Did she fire 6 shots or only 5? Well, to tell you the truth, in all this excitement, I kind of lost track myself. But being as this is the most powerful rubber band gun in the world and would raise a hell of a welt, you've got to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do ya, punk? The table except for Mira and Ira erupts in laughter. Tom tosses a 5 on the table and states, damn, that was worth $5. Alexi leans over and I assume he tells his sisters why it was so funny. They both get peculiar smiles on their faces and Ira asks, Ms. Donaldson, are you personal friends with the dirty hairy person because I would like to meet such a man? I get ready to answer when Yasmin yells something at Ira and then all hell breaks loose. Present, Ben, in the woods. I relent on destroying Stacy's mobile phone because frankly, I wasn't up for the damn fight. Besides, I just might slip into her pack later and take it. That is if I can find it in that damn pack of hers. But we have bigger issues right now. From the noise and the smell, I know exactly what we're dealing with now. I reach down, stroke Bo's neck, and say, it's fine, big boy. We'll take a different route. I look at Stacy and order, we need to move slowly and quietly down this side trail. She questions, Ben, what the hell is it now? I reiterate, Stacy, I said we need to be quiet. I will tell you later. We ride for another 30 and Stacy complains. Present, Stacy, in the woods. Ben, I really can't ride anymore in my condition. Besides, it's starting to get dark. Ben surprises me when he says, then we will walk the horses, but we need to keep moving. I worry and question, do you think the news team is after us? Ben surprises and worries me even more when he tells me why we have to keep moving. Present, Samantha, at the bunker. Yeah, I just get my husband all flirted up and the sentry shouts a warning. There's something moving in the woods. I scramble to my feet, help Frank into his wheelchair, and I question, what is that terrible smell? The sentry flips on his light and says, sorry for the false alarm. It's nothing, just some pigs. I shout, pigs? Those aren't pigs, they're feral hogs and are dangerous as hell. We all flip on our lights and begin to fire. Present, Ben, in the woods. I inform Stacy, we almost ran into a pack of feral hogs. She answers, feral hogs? Like wild pigs? Are they dangerous? I reply, no, not wild pigs. They are feral hogs and get big as hell. Some weigh 300 or 400 pounds and have razor-sharp tusks. And you never know with them. Normally they will run from humans, but sometimes, or if they are injured, they have been known to attack and kill people. She questions, were they in the zoo too? I chuckle under my breath and answer, no, they were domestic hogs at one time that escaped and went wild. They are a real problem in Texas and some other southern and southwestern states. In fact, we were damn lucky the night we slept on the ground because they could have snuck up and attacked us. Stacy replies, present, Stacy, in the woods. Ben, I think I feel better and would like to ride. Ben says, well, that's not going to happen. I respond, why the hell not? He laughs and says, you're the horse girl, tell me. I ignore the girl comment, look at Patches and then Bo and realize why. They are both tired. I'm upset at myself for being so distracted I didn't notice. I answer, you're right, the horses are tired and need a rest. So are we staying here for the night? Ben states, no, I'm looking for a couple of friendly trees because we're sleeping in the trees tonight. I can't imagine how uncomfortable sleeping in a tree will be, so I question, because of the wild hogs? Ben replies, hell yes, I figure I'd rather fight one tiger than a whole pack of feral hogs. I worry, will the horses be okay? Ben says, they should be fine from the hogs. However, I will stay and watch during the first part of the night, so hopefully they can get some sleep. I decide to be helpful and offer, I will stay and watch the second part of the night. I can barely see Ben as he looks at me and answers, if you do that it would help, but no sleeping. Look, there are a couple good trees ahead. We head toward the trees. Present, Ben, in the woods. Yeah, these trees are going to be perfect. I stop Bo by one tree and direct Stacy, You and Patches take that tree. She walks Patches to the tree and asks, I'm hungry, would you like me to make some dinner? I reply, we're not cooking anything tonight because of the feral hogs. Once we get the horses taken care of, there's some jerky we can eat. Now let me get Bo's saddlebags hoisted into the trees. Then you can take care of his saddle and groom him while I do the same with Patch's saddlebags. I take off Bo's saddlebags, and it seems like he heaves a sigh of relief, so I apologize. Sorry, Bo. But without Knacker, you and Patches are forced to carry more. He nods his head and nickers, and I scratch his neck. I pull all the gear we need tonight, and then some out of the saddlebags, throw a rope around a branch, tie it to the loops of the saddlebags, hoist them into the trees, and tie off the rope high on the tree. Now that I'm done, I head over to Patches. Present, Stacy, in the woods. I've been praising Patches. She's been a real workhorse today, not something that she was used to, and she's held up well. Ben comes over and says, yes, she's been a good horse today. I begin to head towards Bo, and Ben nicely reminds me, don't forget to take your rifle with you. I reply, thanks, Ben, I'm tired and almost forgot it. He has the saddlebags off Patches and says, yeah, I could tell. That's why I didn't lay into you. I think to myself, wow, Ben does have a heart and can show compassion. I get to Bo, and I'm surprised because he's breathing deeply and is already asleep. I gently take off his saddle and whisper to Ben, will the pigs get the saddles? Ben says, not with one of us standing watch, they won't. I lightly groom Bo and decide I'll let him sleep and check his hoofs in the morning. Ben's all done with Patches and has already taken off her saddle. I look up at the tree. I don't relish the thought of trying to sleep and hold on all night long, and say, well, I'd better get climbing. Ben says, you're a bit early. Stay and watch while I make your bed. I start to question, bed? How are you going to? Ben shushes me, Stacy. I'm too tired to explain everything right now. Just stand watch and don't watch me. Ben climbs up the tree. Present, Ben, in the woods. We were moving slow as hell today, and I didn't make it nearly as far away as I wanted from the news crew and the feral hogs. It's my own damn fault for taking too much gear. I chuckle and remember how many times Jack lambasted me for doing exactly the same. You would think by now I would have learned. Tomorrow I will dump some gear and offload some into our packs to take it easier on the horses. I climb into the tree with the gear I need and stretch the tarp over a couple V-shaped branches and tie it off well. Then I lie in the tarp for a couple minutes until I hear Stacy screech. Ben, are you snoring? I shake my head and decide I'm damn tired too. I haven't had a good night's sleep since I don't remember when, because every time I close my eyes, the dreams come back. I reply, I was just testing your bed. I will be right down. And I reluctantly climb down the tree. Present, Stacy, in the woods. Testing my bed, hell. He was sleeping because I could hear him snore. He climbs down the tree. I get ready to let him have it, then I notice just how tired he is and decide to have mercy on him. I kiss him on the cheek, which must surprise him because he jumps away and complains, what the hell was that for? I reply, because I felt like it. He hands me a packet and says, this is all the food you get for tonight. It's jerky, so if you drink water with it, it will expand in your stomach and make you feel fuller. I surprise him again with another kiss on his cheek, then head up into the tree. I see the tarp which Ben's turned into a hammock and carefully lie in it. It's more comfortable than some beds I've been in. Ben's a genius when it comes to figuring things out, and I need to figure out some way to thank him. I lie on my back, look up at the sky, see a shooting star, and make a wish. Present, Samantha, at the bunker. I'm angry at myself. I should have remembered about the feral hogs, and we should have found a safer place to sleep. We were lucky because this pack took off when we started shooting them. Emmanuel comes over and asks, so those hogs are really dangerous? I reply, that's right, and probably even more so now because I bet we wounded some of them. He states, then we need a safer place to sleep tonight. I look at the destroyed news van and the still smoldering bunker and say, well, the only place I can think of is the trees. But how are we going to get Frank into the trees? Frank says, don't worry, I will be fine on the ground. I loudly complain, like hell you will, my husband. Then I come up with an idea which I don't like and say, the only thing that makes sense is if Frank and I stand watch tonight while the team sleeps. Frank embarrasses me. Yes, that does make sense, and Sam, we will really be standing watch, not fooling around. The guys laugh. I blush and say, keep it up, my husband, and you will be standing watch with your right hand for a very long time. Present, Ben, in the woods. The horses are breathing heavily and Stacy's finally snoring, so I have this little part of the world all to myself. I purposely didn't make anything comfortable for myself because I knew I would fall asleep. I hear some firing in the distance from the direction of the bunker and figure the hogs headed away from us for the night. My guess is the news crew made some food, which attracted the hogs to their location. I take another bite of jerky, roll it around in my mouth, and enjoy the flavor. This is some damn fine homemade elk jerky and reminds me of home. Yeah, Dad was a real SOB, but man, he could make some good jerky. Of course, he doled it out like a tyrant. It was our survival ration in case the world went to hell. After he died, I found about 50 pounds of jerky and ate so much I got sick. Then a couple days later, I discovered the other problem about eating too much jerky when I was plugged up. I once again asked myself the dreaded question that continually bothers me. Am I becoming more like my dad as I grow older? I softly walk the perimeter, continue to ponder this question and analyze my actions lately, and I sure as hell don't like my analysis. I check my luminox. It's 0300 and I'm too tired to stay awake. I climb up the tree, wake Stacy, and ask, "You think you can stand watch?" She seems alert when she says, "Sure, Ben, I will do whatever you want." I answer, "Wake me at 0600. I tumble into the makeshift hammock and immediately fall into a fitful sleep. Present, Stacy, in the woods. Ben sounded half dead when he woke me. I couldn't believe how well I slept because this time I think I was too tired to have the nightmares about the fat guy. No, that's not it. I knew Ben was below me on the ground keeping me safe, so I could sleep. I decide I will give him a special surprise when he wakes up. Present, Ben, in the woods. I wake up, yawn, and what the hell is that smell? Oh no. Flashback, Jack, undisclosed location. As I finished my second beer, I thought about finding the rest of them and polishing them off, but I didn't want to piss Ben off even more. After I teased him about how he screwed up, because he didn't screw the old man's underage daughter, he wandered off and I hadn't seen him for a few hours. I did notice his rifle was gone, so the little fart at least had the good sense to take a weapon. Damn, I trained him well. I climbed out of the ravine, looked around, but didn't see him. In fact, I didn't see much of anything at all. Everything in this desert looked the same to me. Flashback, Ben, undisclosed location. Damn, I hated it when Jack was right. I really should have slept with Maria, the old man's daughter, and Mira too. What the hell was wrong with me? I listened to Anna, and she mind-screwed me. That's what. I've since remembered a pearl of wisdom Jack shared with me. Not that I would ever admit it. He said to me, "When you get older, your biggest regrets aren't going to be the things you did, it's going to be the things you didn't do." And I regretted the hell out of not doing those two. I made a decision. The old Ben was back, the heartbreaker and life-taker. An unusual noise suddenly snapped me out of my thoughts. Now what the hell was that? I dropped to the ground and crawled toward the top of a dune to see what the hell caused that noise since I couldn't immediately recognize what it was. Flashback, Jack, undisclosed location. I decided since Ben was gone, I was going to mess with the radio and might even see if the Major has sent us any messages. I fired up the radio, went to check the messages, but couldn't believe what I found. Damn, this was a gold mine. Now where the hell did Ben go? I headed out of the ravine, but I didn't have a clue for direction because the damn, ever-present wind had obliterated his tracks. Flashback, Ben, undisclosed location. I got to the top of the dune and cursed myself for not having my assault pack with me. If I had brought it, I would have my periscope, but instead I had to risk exposing myself. I slowly slipped my head above the dune, then just as quickly pulled it back down. I couldn't believe what I just saw. I needed to get back to Jack ASAP. I turned around to head back when I realized I didn't know where the hell back was. I could see a few footsteps, but the rest were gone. I looked for landmarks and cursed myself again because I never turned and looked at what was behind me. Most people in this situation panicked and thought they were lost. However, I was not most people. I slid back down the dune, faced the direction I just came from, and started walking backwards. Yeah, this worked. Even distracted as I still kept a mental image of my route. I tripped over a damn root and cursed. Walking backward was going to take some time to get back to camp, and I sure as hell hoped I had that much time. Flashback, Mira and Ira, undisclosed location. Ira surmised the Harlequins, who we determined operated Baskerville, had been secretly directed by massively malodorous Major M to terminate us. This factoid I had never considered, and when she posed her supposition, things began to logically coalesce. I remembered when the Harlequin had attempted to terminate me with his Kamaz, an occurrence which incredibly incited my ire. And the insipid Major's avoidance of contacting us further concreted my belief in my sister Ira's supposition. Who does malodorous Major M suppose himself to be, trying to terminate us? We cannot be fetched to the curb like terminated terriers. I yelled again, fecal matter. Does Major M assume we were birthed the previous day in an animal outbuilding? And further, does he cling to the belief that we cannot comprehend his simplistic plans? Ira replied, my sister, of that I have no cognition. However, do not forget that Major M has relocated to this forlorn desert, and we are ordered to aid and assist him. Then she slipped even further away from me. I yelled, aid and assist him, my derriere. Irinka, you are correct. He is presently desert dead, and we will terminate 2 reticulated reptiles with 1 boulder. I moved toward my sister. I am concerned about my sister Mira since she is extremely agitated to an extent which I have not previously viewed. As she approached me, I tried to judge her attitude and quickly recognized her fully joyed state, so I met her, and we exchanged a hug. Then she informed me of her plan, which caused me also to be fully joyed. If we succeed, then Major M will no longer represent a problem for us. Flashback, Major M, undisclosed location. I recounted the plan in my mind. First, avoid the Sedankana bitches at all cost. To meet them was as good as signing our death warrants. Second, try to determine where Baskerville was going to strike next and be in place to intercept the vehicle. Now the biggest problem, what to do with Baskerville once we have located it. Locating the Sedankana bitches was easy. I simply asked my Mossad friend, via the computer, and received their coordinates. He asked me when I planned to join with them, and I pretended I had computer problems and couldn't reply. We pored over the maps trying to figure out Baskerville's next target, and to be frank, had no luck. There wasn't enough information on its previous targets to surmise what its next target could be. I looked at my men and stated, okay, we're getting nowhere. It's time we come at this from a different angle and think outside the box. Has there been any commonality in the appearances of Baskerville? My sergeant stated, sir, you're not going to like this, but I think the damn vehicle has something to do with the motorcycles because it first appeared when they were being chased by the hinds. It appeared again when it chased them. So if we find the motorcycles, we might find Baskerville. I can't believe I missed the obvious. Shit. It's only because I don't want to be anywhere near the motorcycles. But he's right. Flashback, Ben, undisclosed location. I heard Jack as he yelled. I turned and saw him at the edge of the ravine. Thank God I made it in time. I ran toward him, got close as he yelled, damn it. He saw me motion for him to shut the hell up and for once did what I told him. I ran up to him and we simultaneously said, do I have news for you? I looked at Jack and stated, mine is mission critical. He answered, well, so is mine. I stated, well, mine concerns our next target, which we need to roll on right now. You can tell me yours after we're moving. Jack questioned, next target? I thought we were taking the day off. I replied, this is a target we can't let get away. I just hope to hell I can find it again. Now let's roll. We tossed the camo net off the Franken truck. She looked beautiful with her new set of teeth. Jack climbed into the cab, and I ordered, man the gun. He complained already. What about my news? I answered, hell yes already, because it's not that far away. Your news can wait. I watched Jack as he hooked up the harness. I made sure I was in stealth mode, fired up the Franken truck, and we slipped out of the ravine. The night after the dinner. Present, Yasmin and Zarika at the cabin. Yasmin, the very mean Jennifer lady, is forcing us to clean the kitchen with a toothbrush. I look at Zarika, but she glares at me when I question, Zarika, I think the two of us could attack the mean Jennifer lady. Zarika doesn't respond. I hear a zing and feel one of the rubber bands as it hits me and raises another red spot on my beautiful skin. The very mean Jennifer lady orders. I said no talking, and that's what I mean. I begin to cry, and the very mean Jennifer lady yells, mess with me, and you'll pay the price. Zarika, I am very angry at Yasmin. She has gotten the Jennifer lady very upset at us. This is all her fault, and I will find some way to make her pay. Present, Liz, at the cabin. I wander back into the kitchen after finally getting all the food out of my hair, and Jens, who is still a huge mess, still has the two brats working. I walk over and say, so when are you going to clean up? She replies, after these two learn the lesson about having a food fight in my kitchen. Yeah, Yasmin yelled something at Ira, then threw her whole plate of food, which surprised the hell out of all of us, and totally covered Ira. Alexei retaliated by smashing his plate in Yasmin's face and accidentally got some on Zarika, so Zarika also retaliated. I was shocked that Mira and Ira even got in on the fun. I thought those two were more mature, but I guess Ira was damn insulted by Yasmin. I asked, but toothbrushes on the floor, isn't that going a little too far? She smiles and answers, not really. I want those two to understand who's the alpha bitch in this house. Besides, they're almost done. You might want to get to sleep since 0400 comes early tomorrow. I glare at Jens and complain. Don't tell me we're all falling out for PT? She grins and replies, okay, I won't tell you. I rethink my previous joy at having Jens back. Crap, I might have liked the old slightly crazy Jens a little bit better. But I reply, okay, I'm hitting the sack. Present, Ira and Mira, at the cabin. I traverse the floor and complain, I cannot believe what that annoying little female Saluki called me and did to me. Mira states, calm yourself, my sister. Once again, the two of us fighting as a team prevailed. I pause, grin and correct, you mean the three of us? Did you observe Alexei? He will be quite a formidable young warrior with proper guidance. Mira fully glee giggles, yes, my sister Ira. I stand corrected and I share your feelings. That reminds me, Ms. Donaldson says we are all falling out for PT at 0400 tomorrow. This will be an excellent start to his training, but we should acquire our rest. She smiles at me, comes to bed, and for the first time in a very long time I sleep like the angels while embraced by my sister Ira. Present, Tom and Byron, at the cabin. Tom complains, "Just look at the mess your girls made of my clothes." I counter, "My girls, they sure as hell aren't my girls." Too late I realize I was baited when Tom laughs. "Excuse me, I meant you and your wife Myra's girls." I flip him off, roll over and say, "I can't wait to see how bad you're, but is going to be dragging tomorrow during Jennifer's PT." Tom swears, "Damn, I have to figure out some way around that BS. I did all the PT I needed to do in the army. Now it's my turn, so I counter, well, you have put on some weight and could stand the exercise." He complains, "Shut up and go to sleep." Present, Linus and Maria, at the cabin. I didn't mind the food fight since it gave us both a chance to clean up together in the shower. We were finally both clean and tired when we hit the sack. Maria is cuddling with me, and I remind her, "You said you had something to tell me earlier?" She smiles, tells me, and I can't believe it. Present, Jack and Masha, at the cabin. It took forever to clean up, but I can't complain too much. Masha got Vanya cleaned up first, then came into the shower, and, well, I sure as hell don't kiss and tell. We're holding each other in bed, and Masha says, "Jack, I have one more very important piece of information." I reply, "Masha, I don't care what you did in your past." Then she drops the bombshell. "Well, do you care about us having another baby?" I'm suddenly sitting up in bed, turn on the light, look at her, and ask, "Are you serious?" She smiles and states, "Yes, Jack, you are going to be a father again." I hug her and yell, "Wow, I'm going to be a father again. I hope it's a girl this time, and that she looks just like you." She moves back against me and states, "Yes, Jack, God has blessed us again." Present, Matt, Jim, and Bernie, at the cabin. I complain, "That was a terrible night." Jim agrees, "Hell yes it was. Did you see all that good food that was wasted?" I laugh, but the look on Yin's face was priceless. Jim laughs, "Yeah, it was, but what about her punishment?" It's my turn to laugh, and I answer, "Yeah, but somehow I don't think those two girls have learned their lesson yet." Jim questions, "So when's your wife coming?" I answer, "Tomorrow." He laughs, "Well, it will be good to be in the room with just Bernie. Maybe he doesn't snore as much as you." I laugh, "Yeah, look who's talking." Bernie complains, "You both need to get some sleep." The next morning. Present, Yasmin and Zarika, at the cabin. Yasmin, "It seems like my head just touched the pillow when the door to our room flies open. The lights are flipped on. There is this loud horn that scares me, and I fall out the bed. The very mean Jennifer lady yells, 'You two have 20 minutes to get into these clothes and be outside.' I look over and see Zarika is out of her bed in her fighting stance. She looks at me and says, 'Yasmin, you need to get ready.' I roll back over and state, 'I will not, because I have not had sufficient beauty sleep.' Zarika, Yasmin is going to make another mistake with the Jennifer lady, and this time I am going to make sure to distance myself from her. I understand that getting the Jennifer lady upset is not wise. I begin to dress in these funny clothes and go outside. When I arrive outside, it is still dark and the air is very cold, but I do see the Liz lady. I walk towards her, and she questions, 'How was your wake-up call?' I reply, 'I understand not wake-up call.' The Liz lady answers, 'The way Yinz woke you up.' I complain, 'Nice it was not.' And shiver. Present, Liz, at the cabin. Yeah, I knew better after being with Yinz and Ben at her parents' house to let Yinz wake me up. So I set 2 alarm clocks and put one on the dresser where I would have to get out of bed. And the sneak came into my room with a damn air horn. When she saw I was up, I laughed. 'Yeah, there's no way in hell I was letting you wake me up.' She grinned, honked the horn anyway, and laughed. 'Yeah, Ben taught both of us the price for sleeping in.' I question, 'Are you doing this to Byron and Tom because it might give them a heart attack?' She grins, 'Hell yes, there are no favorites around here.' She leaves and I shake my head. Yeah, the slightly crazy Yinz had some benefits, like sleeping in. I get dressed and go outside to wait. Present, Byron and Tom, at the cabin. I set my alarm 15 minutes early. It goes off and Tom complains, 'What the hell is that damn noise?' I state, 'Tom, we have 15 minutes to be outside for PT.' Tom rolls over and yells, 'I'm not getting out of this bed until hell freezes over.' It's still dark outside. I'm dressed when Jennifer comes into the room. She gives me a wicked smile, then walks over, puts this damn air horn right at the back of Tom's head, and lets go with a long blast, then jumps back. Tom flies out of bed like his butt on fire and yells, 'What the hell did you do that for?' And I laugh my butt off. Jennifer orders, 'PT outside in 10 minutes, now move your butt. And by the way, next time you decide to sleep in, wear some pajamas because I don't need to see your wrinkly old body this early in the morning.' She leaves and Tom shouts after her, 'You're a damn slave driver.' Then he looks at me and yells, 'What are you laughing at?' I calmly answer, 'I think hell just froze over.' Present, Maria and Linus, at the cabin. I set the alarm early because Linus and I could use a different sort of workout, one that's not horizontal. But he's been a pain in the rear all morning. He questions again, Maria, do you really think? I interrupt. Linus, we've been over this before, and hell yes, we're both working out. My princess boss knocks on the door and asks, is it safe to come in? I answer, sure, come on in. She walks in and Linus complains. Jens, I don't think Maria should do PT today. She's sick. Jens looks at me and questions, Maria, you look fine to me. Don't tell me you of all people are going to be a malingerer? I get angry at Linus and answer, hell no, Jens. Linus is just being a stupid male. He's worried because I'm a couple days late, and that happens sometimes. Jens raises this air horn, honks it, and says, okay, both of you need to get your butts outside right now. She leaves the room. I stick my tongue out at Linus and complain, the next time this happens, if there is a next time, don't go telling the whole world about it. We head outside. Present, Matt, Jim, and Bernie, at the cabin. I wake up early and rouse Jim. Hey, Jens will be here soon, and we need to earn our keep. Jim states, yeah, I can't believe we're doing PT again. That was one part of the core I don't miss. I laugh. Yeah, but the old Jens is back, and you know she's got some evil way planned to wake us up. We hear an air horn. At first we think it's a warning of some kind. Then Bernie rolls over and explains, shit. Liz told me about Ben using an air horn to wake her and Jens up. Jim says, that scumsucker, one more reason to kick his, but when we catch him. We get dressed and head outside. Present, Jack and Masha, at the cabin. I made sure we had the room furthest down the hall and set the alarm early. But I didn't need it. I woke up about 30 before it was supposed to go off and had been thinking about being a dad again. It was both exciting and a bit scary. After all, most men are thinking about retiring at my age, and here I am going to have another mouth to feed. I slip out of bed, turn off the alarm so it doesn't bother Masha and Ivan, and begin to get dressed. I hear the damn air horn down the hallway, and I'm glad as hell I woke up early. Ben pulled this damn air horn trick on me before, and it damn near gave me a heart attack. I laugh and wonder when he pulled it on Jens, and if she kicked his butt for doing it. It did wake up Masha. She rolls over and asks, Jack, was that a warning klaxon? I walk over and calm her. No, Masha, it's Jens' perverse manner of waking us up today. But don't worry, I will tell her about you, and you can stay in bed all day. She jumps out of bed and states, Jack, do not be a moronic male. I am capable of exercising with everyone else. However, what will we do with Ivan? I look him, then I hear Jens close to our door and say, wait a minute. I run to the door, yank it open, and yell, Bo. Jens drops the damn air horn and laughs. I guess Ben must have taught this trick to you. I state, hell yes he did. So did you kick his butt? She giggles, no, but I sure wanted to. I question, so what are we supposed to do with Ivan? She answers, well, I know Masha is a Russian mother, so she will dress him warmly. Bring him with the two of you because he can play, and then when we go for the run, we have a jogging stroller and a baby pack. The guys can take turns pushing him or carrying him. Masha questions, will my baby boy be safe? Jens replies, you bet he will, I will make sure of it. Now you two have 5 minutes. That lights a fire under Masha, so somehow she gets dressed and looks as beautiful as ever, gets Ivan dressed, and we head outside. Present, Jens, at the cabin. I get outside, Sharik runs up and greets me. I see Jack and question, are all here and accounted for? He laughs, no sir, we're missing Yasmin. I complain, don't call me sir, I work for a living. Okay Matt, lead everyone in some calisthenics while I get the malingerer. Sharik begins to bark and I say, no, I don't think I need you for this job. But you will be needed later today. And I giggle as he goes back over and begins playing with Ivan. It looks like it's some version of tag. Sharik runs up and touches Ivan with his nose, then Ivan giggles and chases Sharik. Yeah, I should have known that Yasmin would be a problem, but that's okay because if she wants a fight, she's going to get the fight of her life. I grab the surprise I had planned just for this occasion from the porch because I knew I would need it for someone. Then I storm into her room. Present, Yasmin and Zarika, at the cabin. Yasmin, I am finally having my marriage ceremony with Ben when all of a sudden freezing water is thrown on me. I jump out of bed, realize it was a dream, and the very mean Jennifer lady is holding a bucket and yells, didn't I tell you to get outside? I am angry and yell, up yours crack ho. She pulls out the gun that shoots rubber bands, begins to shoot me, and yells, the next time you use those words I will wash your mouth out with soap. Now get dressed. I reluctantly get dressed in the ugly clothes she gave me, put on shoes, then she grabs my arm and pulls me outside. It's freezing so I complain, hair is wet, and I am cold. She states, that's your reward for being late. I look and see my ex-friend Zarika is doing exercises with the others and realize I am all alone until my Ben comes back to save me. This is just the beginning of the worst day of my life. Zarika, I am wise to put distance between myself and Yasmin because when the Jennifer lady brings her outside, she looks like a drowned rat and I must fight back laughter. I can tell she is angry and I am sure she will blame me for her problems. But this time it is totally her fault. The Jennifer lady takes over the exercises, and I study her carefully. So this is the woman my Ben fell in love with. She is not the fat American woman I assumed she would be. She is perhaps in better shape than me. I secretly smile inside because I know if I follow her training that with my young age, I will easily surpass her level of fitness. Yes, she does not realize it, but she is training her replacement with Ben. Present, Samantha, in the woods. As I wake up, yes, my darling husband Frank let me take a little nap. My nose goes crazy and I question, is someone cooking bacon? Frank replies, I thought I smelled bacon too. I sit up and sniff, my stomach growls, and I continue. Hell yes, now I'm sure it's bacon. I wish we had some. Frank adds, well, after the feral hogs found our camp last night by the smell of our food, I would hate to be the ones cooking bacon today because that smell will attract every animal for miles. My stomach growls again, and I whine. Well, I still wish we had some. I get up, stretch, catch my husband watching me, and accuse him with a grin. I know exactly what's on that lecherous mind of yours. He grins back and declares, hey, we're married, so it's not lecherous. I get ready to tease the hell out of him with my answer, but we hear a noise and Frank yells, incoming. Present, Ben, in the woods. I wake up to the smell of bacon, look over the makeshift hammock, and son of a bitch Stacy is cooking breakfast. What the hell does she think she's doing? This is going to attract everything for miles around, and she might have just signed our death warrant. I get ready to lay into her when I remember my thoughts of last night. The ones about becoming my dad, and I decide I have to stop being the same kind of a-hole as he was. When I start climbing out of the tree, Stacy sees me and joyfully announces, Ben, because you did such a good job making me a wonderful bed last night, and then standing watch. I decided to make you breakfast. Yeah, with her attitude, I'm glad I didn't give her a ration. I would have just done to her what my old man did to me. I fake a smile and say, thanks Stacy, it smells wonderful. And I quickly do a thorough threat assessment of the area. Then I relax slightly when I don't detect any threats. She brings me a plate of food, follows it with another damn kiss on the cheek, then hops away to get her food. I can't help but feel we're being watched, so I walk a close perimeter while eating my food. Present, Stacy, in the woods. When I first saw Ben, I thought he was really angry at me about something. But then he seems better, but not happy like I thought he would be. I mean, I worked really hard on this breakfast, and now he's walking around and eating his. I hoped we could sit together and talk. Well, I'm enjoying this wonderful meal even if Ben is acting like a skittish horse. I'm about halfway through the plate of bacon, eggs, and pancakes when I see Present, Ben, in the woods. Stacy freezes, points with her fork behind me, and says, bear. I turn and sure enough there's a bear behind me. But something isn't right, because it's not a black bear, it's sort of brown colored. He's sitting on his haunches looking at us, and Stacy whispers, Ben, if you aren't going to shoot it, I am. Oh great, Stacy finally grows a pair, and at the exact wrong time. I order, Stacy, right now he's not being a threat, so let's not start something. Besides, he's wearing a collar. We stare at each other. Then the bear does the most amazing thing. Present, Stacy, in the woods. I can't believe it. The bear stands up on his hind feet and salutes Ben. Ben returns the salute, and the bear then pats its stomach. Ben questions, Stacy, do we have any more food? I reply, hell yes, I figured the eggs would go bad, so I cooked up enough damn food to feed an army. Ben asks, get a good-sized plate ready for me. I begin to get it ready and question, are you really sure about this? After all, he is a bear. Ben says, well, I remember reading something years ago about a bear that saluted, but I'll be damned if I can remember the details. Since he's the only damn animal that hasn't tried to kill us, I'm hoping that we have a new friend. By the way, where the hell are Bo and Patches? I finish with the plate, walk over to Ben, grab his elbow, and reply, I let them go a bit ago to forage because they'd eaten all the grass around here. I wanted to check with you before I gave them any grain. Ben takes the plate and says, well, you're the horse girl, so you know best about that. Then he orders, 10 hut. Amazingly, the bear stands to its feet and looks like a soldier standing at attention, then salutes Ben again. Ben returns the salute, walks toward the bear. I get really nervous and pull my pistol, but this time I make sure to keep my finger off the trigger. He sets the plate on the ground, and the bear still acts like he's standing at attention. Ben says, fall out. And the bear goes after the food like crazy. Ben turns, walks toward me while smiling, and says, now that's one smart bear, much smarter than your damn monkey. By the way, thanks for covering me, but you can put your pistol away. I look past Ben, notice the bear's finished with his food, and looks like he's a soldier again. I comment, Ben, your bear needs something. Present, Ben, in the woods. Damn, I know I read about a bear like this before. Now where the hell was it, and what the hell were the details? I swear sometimes I can't remember shit. Stacy says the bear needs something, so I turn and see he's at attention again. I look at him and order, fall out. The bear sits down, I notice his collar, and tell Stacy, I'm going to look at the tag on his collar. Stacy worries, Ben, are you sure you want to get that close to him? I wisecrack, he's safer than most women I know. She complains, I sure hope you aren't including me in that group. I don't answer but think to myself that she's number 2 in the group. I walk up to the bear and say, I'm just going to look at your collar. I reach down, look at the tag, and it says, Wojciech 3 Iranian brown bear. Then I remember and announce, Stacy, this is Wojciech 3, he must be the grandson of the original Wojciech. Stacy asks, who or what is a Wojciech? Is that some sort of Russian satellite? I chuckle under my breath and tell her the story that I now remember. In the early part of World War II, a local boy found a bear cub near Hamadan, Iran. He was hungry and sold it to the soldiers of the Polish army stationed nearby for a couple of canned meat tins. As the bear was less than a year old, he initially had problems swallowing and was fed with condensed milk from an emptied vodka bottle. The bear became quite an attraction for soldiers and civilians alike, and soon became an unofficial mascot for all units stationed nearby. Because of this, he was officially drafted into the Polish army and was listed among the soldiers of the 22nd Artillery Supply Company of the Polish II Corps. With the company, he moved to Iraq and then through Syria, Palestine, Egypt, and to southern Italy. I took a breath, thought for a second, and continued. The bear was fed with fruits, marmalade, honey, and syrup, and was often rewarded with beer, which became his favorite drink. He enjoyed wrestling and was taught to salute when greeted. As one of the officially enlisted soldiers of the company, he lived with the other men in their tents or in a special wooden crate transported on trucks. According to numerous accounts, during the Battle of Monte Cassino, Wojciech helped his patrons by transporting ammunition, never dropping a single crate. In recognition of the bear's popularity, the HQ approved an effigy of a bear holding an artillery shell as the official emblem of the 22nd Company. Stacy questions, Ben, are you lying to me again? I laugh and say, no way. This is true, and when we get to civilization, you can look it up on the internet. Stacy gets ready to say something when Bo and Patches come crashing through the bushes, making a beeline towards Wojciech. I face Bo, hold out my hands, and yell, that's enough, Bo. This bear is smarter than your average bear. Stacy falls on the ground giggling like crazy, so I question, just what's so funny? Present, Stacy, in the woods. Oh my god, this is just too funny, and Ben has no idea why. I can't stop laughing. Ben asks again, Stacy, I don't understand the joke. Can you tell me what's so funny? I finally catch my breath and explain, you two remind me of Yogi and Boo Boo Bear, especially when you used one of the quotes from the show. Ben looks puzzled and asks, what quote was that? I grin and reply, smarter than your average bear. Ben ignores me, waves his hand, and says, we need to go through the gear before we take off. We're going to move some to our packs and abandon some. I question, well, can't Boo Boo carry some of the gear? Present, Ben, in the woods. Damn. Sometimes Stacy comes up an idea that is just great, and this is one of those times. If Wojciech could carry a set of saddlebags, it might really help. But now there's one big problem. How do you test and see if a bear can wear saddlebags, and how much weight can this bear safely carry? Stacy is actually busy being helpful by cleaning up. I look at Wojciech and decide to try Patch's saddlebags on him. I get her saddlebags out of the tree, pick them up, carry them over to Wojciech, and start to put them on him. However, he begins to wrestle with me, and I immediately notice he's damn strong. Stacy looks over, begins to laugh again, and asks, what's wrong? Are you and Boo Boo having a spat? I complain, hell no, I was just trying to put Patch's saddlebags on Wojciech, and he thinks I want to play. She questions, well, he's not a horse, maybe he can carry a pack instead. I grab Stacy's pack, and she complains, why are you using my pack? I lie to her and say, it was your idea, besides your pack is lighter, and I thought you'd rather have him carry it. She replies, thanks Ben, that makes sense and is nice of you. I set the pack down in front of Wojciech and decide show and tell might work better with him. So I run and grab my pack. I get back and see he's figured out how to get Stacy's pack open and was eating something. I quickly close up her pack and thank God that she didn't see what he did because she was still pissed about the news team messing up her pack. I order, Tin Hut. Wojciech stands at attention and I say, if you're going to be part of this troop, you have to carry your own weight. Stacy adds, which means my pack. I proceed to put on my pack, then point to Stacy's pack. I grab her pack, loosen the straps and put it on Wojciech, then I fasten the waist belt. I grin because he looks funny as hell, and I really wonder if this will work because he can't walk on just his hind legs all the time. I command, come on. He drops to all four, and I guess I didn't close her pack very well because all the crap comes tumbling out of Stacy's pack. This she sees and begins to screech, what the hell? All my stuff is getting dirty. She runs over and demands, get my pack off Boo Boo right now. I take the pack off him, and she begins tossing her things back in the pack. Then she complains, hey, my pack smells like, it smells like that bear of yours. Yeah, she discovered why I didn't want to use my pack. To protect myself, I lie. Oh, I didn't think of that. Present, Stacy, in the woods. I'm pretty darn sure Ben just lied to me, but he's been in such a good mood this morning, I don't want to start a fight. But my pack smells terrible. I begin to put my things back in my pack and ask, Ben, where's my cell phone? Ben looks confused and says, Stacy, I don't know. I didn't take it. This time I can tell he didn't lie. I frantically dump everything back out of my pack and search everything twice, but it's gone. I look at Ben and demand, Present, Ben, in the woods. I've been messing around with Wojciech trying to get him to carry saddlebags, and I think we're going to be able to work something out. He's still chomping on something from Stacy's pack and finally spits out what looks to be the remnants of her cell phone. I quickly pick it up and throw it as far as I can. Stacy frantically demands, Ben, we need to go back to the bunker, kick the news team's butts, and get my cell phone back. I look at her like she's crazy and ask, just how in the hell do you expect to do that? There were 8 of them, and only 2 of us. She states, well, you kick more banditos' butts at the bus than that, so 8 people should be easy for you. I laugh and explain, Stacy, there's a hell of a difference between untrained banditos and Mossad troops. And not only that, after you destroyed the news van, they're now pissed off Mossad troops. If we run into them again, it could be really bad. She grimly states, yes, really bad for them, because I'm going to kick their butts. I order, okay, if that's what you feel you need to do, then I will back you up. But we're burning daylight, so throw your crap back in your pack, saddle patches, and let's get moving. Wojciech and I have come to an agreement about the saddlebags. He doesn't seem happy, but he will carry them. I decide, though, I don't want him running off with half the supplies, so I tie a rope to his collar and then to Bo's saddle. Stacy finishes getting her stuff in her pack, saddles Patches, and then tries to get on Patches with her pack on her back. I jump off Bo, run over, and say, take your pack off. She takes off her pack. I tie it to the back of Patches' saddle and say, there, that should make things easier. Stacy kisses me on the damn cheek again and says, thanks, Ben. Are you sure we can't go back after the news team? I shake my head, but this time I don't lie. No, Stacy, your mobile phone is gone forever. But if you're nice, I might let you get a new one when we get to a town. She climbs on Patches and says, that's okay. I have everything backed up online. I just didn't want them to have it. I jump on Bo, and we return to our journey. Present, Samantha, in the woods. The incoming happens to be our replacement news van, and boy, is it a beauty. But I will miss the old van because we'd been through hell with each other. The driver steps out and announces, special delivery for a stranded news team. I grin and respond, that would be us. He states, well, I should probably explain things to the folks that are going to be driving this van, because there are some special features they need to know about. I wasn't interested in that garbage, but I was interested in the interior. When I opened the door, I was shocked. It looked more comfortable inside than most living rooms. I climbed inside, sat on the couch, and promptly fell asleep. Present, Stacy, in the woods. I'm still not happy about my cell phone, but Ben has been so nice to me this morning, plus he promised I can get another one, so I'm not devastated. In addition, Patches is much happier without the saddlebags, but Boo Boo doesn't seem really happy to be carrying Patches' saddlebags. I do need to do something about my pack, because it stinks like hell. I know the old joke is do bears shit in the woods, well it smells like this one shit in my pack. Perhaps Ben will even buy me a new pack when we get to town. We come up to another cell phone tower, and Ben says, let's take a break while I take out this mobile phone tower. My butt was sore, so I'm glad to get off Patches anyway. Ben pulls one of the rifles off Bo and begins firing. Flashback, Jack, undisclosed location. I yelled at Ben, just what is this target that's so damn important? He hollered back, it's a damn big convoy which looks to be hauling WMDs out of this desert. I complained, it would be nice if we had some sort of radio, so I didn't have to yell at you. So what's the plan? Ben stated, we're going to rat patrol them. I questioned, are there any other vehicles besides trucks? Ben replied, they have some tanks but they're on trailers. Suddenly, I didn't like the sound of this and questioned, do you think it could be a trap? He yelled, oh, I'm quite sure they're expecting us. I scrambled to get some other weapons ready. Flashback, Ben, undisclosed location. Jack had a great idea about an intercom between us. It would make us even more effective. And yeah, I was sure they hoped we would attack them because I saw some crews on and in the tanks. Plus, it didn't make sense moving the tanks. It was a ploy. We would attack, they would roll the tanks off the trailers and come after us. Yeah, the scumsuckers had gotten sneaky, but they were expecting the GAZ, not the Frankentruck, and we were going to blow them back to hell where they belonged. I made sure I had the rifles and extra magazines ready. Flashback, Jack, undisclosed location. I was concerned that Ben had lost it on this one. I mean, who intends to actually waltz into a trap? But if you know it's a trap, then is it really a trap, or does it give you the upper hand? I had faith in my partner, so if we were going after this target, knowing what we know, then it must be worth it. I readied a bunch of RPGs and manpads. You never know, They might have some air support. As Ben started a looping turn, I yelled, "What's the plan?" He yelled back, "We're going to first hit them from the front so you can take out the lead vehicle. Then we'll move along the side of the convoy and concentrate on the tanks." I yelled, "You do remember the RPGs won't take out a tank, don't you?" He yelled back, "Yeah, but you might blow the treads off them." He yelled a final time, "Here we go?" Then he took the Frankenmonster out of stealth mode, put on the Battle of New Orleans, damn now that's fighting music, and floored it, but didn't turn on the smoke screen. I guess he wanted me to be able to see what the hell I was firing at. I grabbed an RPG, rested it on the gun mount, and when we got close enough, let her rip and blew the hell out of the lead truck. I saw Ben pump his fist, then all hell broke loose. It reminded me of the time I shot a hornet's nest with a shotgun, but this was even more deadly. Flashback, Ben, undisclosed location. Jack blew the hell out of the lead vehicle, which was like flipping a switch. All the trucks stopped and troops started boiling out of them. I grabbed a rifle, propped it on the window, and started firing as I heard the 50 letting go behind me. We were doing a hell of a job, and the scumsuckers were falling like blades of grass to a weed eater. We got close to the first tank, and sure enough, the scumsuckers were trying to get it off the trailer. When Jack fired a manpad at it, not an RPG, I thought he'd screwed up. He hit the tank, it detonated, and the whole tank exploded in a massive fireball complete with flying metal. I swerved the Frankentruck further away from the carnage and kept firing my rifles. Flashback, Jack, undisclosed location. Holy shit. I decided I wanted more firepower against the tank, so I tried a manpad which did lock up. When it hit the tank, I wondered if it was such a wise idea since the whole tank blew up and shook the hell out of me. Ben swerved the Frankenmonster further away from the convoy, and I readied the next manpad. I touched this one off, but it wasn't as dramatic, it just blew a big hole in the side of the tank. There was one more tank left, but the scumsuckers had gotten it off the trailer and it was moving. It fired at us, but of course missed. What the hell? Ben charged right at the tank. We swerved past it. I got ready to fire when the smoke screen came on. I had a lock and fired anyway. This time I was ready, so I reached down, grabbed my thermal goggles, and put them on. The world became nice shades of gray. Ben put us in stealth mode and yelled, "Jack, this was a bigger trap than I thought. We have a couple fast movers after us." Screw me, they brought in their Air Force for this, but that explained the smoke screen. I began scanning the skies hoping I could make them out with my thermal goggles. I heard automatic cannon fire which thank God missed us. Then I scanned the skies and saw the red-hot exhaust of the jet. I readied a manpad. It locked up and I fired. Then things really went to hell. Flashback, Major M, undisclosed location. The old man contacted us and ordered us to investigate what appeared to be a destroyed convoy. I silently cursed. What in the hell did he think he was doing running this mission? Then I realized this must be what my SGTS felt like when I told them what to do. No wonder they were such a pain in the butt. I sure as hell didn't like the idea of heading to the site of a battle because if there were any survivors, they might think it was us that rained damage on their convoy. We loaded up the Humvee, entered the coordinates into the GPS unit, and carefully took off. Flashback, Mira and Ira, undisclosed location. We received notification of an altercation which destroyed a convoy, several aircraft, and numerous helicopters. I looked at my sister Ira and stated, "This must be the work of Baskerville and co-located with Baskerville." My sister smiled and finished, "We will find your Major M." I glared at my sister. "He is not my Major M." Then I teased, "Perhaps he is your Major M because it was your ham he rescued." Ira stated, "We are wasting time and need to traverse to the site post haste." I smiled at me sister. "Yes, finally Ira, you vocalized something of value." My sister Mira is volatile as benzene, and I must remember our normal banter many times just served to aggravate her. We acquired our motorcycles, put on our cranial carapaces, and sped toward the coordinates. Flashback, Jack, undisclosed location. The RG threw everything they had at us. Troops, tanks, their Air Force, and even some attack choppers. And we survived, but just barely. There weren't any huge heroics this time. It was a case that we were both scared as hell and fighting for our lives. But that's the thing about Marines. We don't really begin to fight well until it looks hopeless. And fight we did. We kicked butt and took names. I leaned back in the chair. Where the hell did Ben find these? Took another drink of warm beer. Hey, warm beer is better than no beer at all. And began to laugh. Ben looked at me like I was crazy and questioned, "What the hell is so damn funny?" We almost died. I continued to laugh and explained, "Two things. First, we sure cheated the hell out of death today. And any time I can beat the Grim Reaper is a great day." Ben held his bottle towards me. We clinked the bottles and said, "Aura." He questioned, "What's the second thing?" I grinned. "Oh, I'm wondering how the Major likes this desert." Ben queried, "Jack, what the hell are you talking about?" I said, "Oh shit. In all the excitement I forgot to tell you. I was messing around with the radio. Ben interrupted. Jack, if you contacted Major M, I'm going to kick your butt. I told him. Now just simmer down. I didn't contact him. I was messing around with the radio and discovered the old man sent Major M down here to find something called Baskerville. Ben laughed so hard I thought he was going to die. Then he began to choke on his beer, so I slapped him on the back. He finally caught his breath and said, "Damn, I love it when plan comes together." I laughed too when I finally figured out what Ben's plan was. Then I complained, "Well, you sure should have told me about this plan of yours." Ben stated, "I would have told you if you hadn't been so bitchy lately." I thought for a bit and decided he was right about this too. I answered, "Yeah, knowing there isn't an exit strategy for us has me pissed off, and I shouldn't take it out on you." I thought for a few moments and came up with a hell of an idea. I looked at Ben, described my idea, he laughed like crazy and said, "Hell yes, let's do it." Dear listeners, next part of the story will be released soon. Please share your thoughts in the comments section below and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.